swear to God, sometimes this takes forever to set up. Just go.
Hi, I'm Richard Kine, and you're listening to the CVH Podcast. That's what she said.
Yes. Welcome. Welcome. It is Saturday, October 11th. Welcome to the CVH Podcast. Heard in over 150 countries worldwide to 5,000 plus cities globally. Welcome to the show. Thank you for listening. You know I like it. In fact, I love it. Where am I? I'm in Paris. France. It's been 5-6 days now. I'm just starting to sleep okay. I have found that adding a little glass of white wine with the Valium really helps put me to sleep. After 20 years of dealing with jet lag, I think I finally figured out that if you add alcohol on top of your benzo, things go better. I don't recommend this to anybody. 1 week of Donation de Faust rehearsal done. It's going great. Actually, it's going great. I'm really enjoying it. It's funny, I've been working in Paris for a long time. This is my first time with the Théâtre de Champs-Élysées, and first class operation. Really, it's going well. We're accomplishing great things. Donation is a fantastic piece. Anyway, it's going really good. I'm surprised. Not that I had any expectations of it not going well. It's just been surprisingly extra good. I'll say that. I'm happy to be here. I am not happy, however. This is a beautiful apartment behind me. I don't know if you can see. It's like, well, it's a nice, beautiful place. I'm in the. Where am I? I'm in the 16th, the 17th, something like that. 10 minutes down the road is the Arc de Triomphe, wherever that is in Paris. It's a beautiful apartment in a nice building in a nice neighborhood. And when you look at the pictures online, it looks like idyllic, perfect. Book it. I said book it immediately. I was like, that one checks all the boxes. Let's go. Well, not every photo is like... First of all, they take a picture with like a fisheye camera. Anybody of you who use Airbnb, you know that when you're looking at a place, the pictures are very generous. The lighting is quite good. The camera is extra angled. They pin themselves into the corner of the room to give you just this vast, expansive look. This place was no different, but it wasn't so deceiving as far as the bedroom and the kitchen and the living room. Everything kind of tracked when I walked in. And then I walked over to the bathroom, and again, lovely, modern. This is an old. Every building here is 3,000 years old, and it's a renovated building. Like my fireplace, I have a fireplace. Luckily, very lucky to have a fireplace, but it's completely off center to the room. Like this was a much bigger apartment at one point, turned into several apartments. So it's like they chop them up and make more room. That's how it works. For those of you who don't know. And they could have used an extra couple of feet width in the we say toilet closet, but here it's actually, in France normally you have like a bathroom and a toilet closet. Here it's both. Everything's in one, like in America, where the shower and the commode and the sink are all in the same room. Normally in France you get two rooms, one just for business and the other for like showering. And so this is all in one, which I prefer. I don't know why. It usually means it's a little bigger. Not the case. Okay. Shower, normal size French shower. There's no bathtub, which is fine. What grown ass man lays in a bathtub? I can't tell you the last time I laid in a bathroom. In fact, in my bath at home, in the master bath in my house, there is a sarcophagus-sized bathtub. I mean, like gargantuan. This is the kind of thing you would entomb a coffin in. It's absolutely enormous. It would take 40 minutes to fill this thing. All it does is it's a drying rack. There's varying clothes that were hand washed sort of thrown over the side of it. Like nobody has ever been inside that thing. The water would be ice cold by the time you filled it. It's like no grown person needs a tub. Let's get rid of tubs. I know some of you are going to write to me. Oh, I love a tub. Blah, blah, blah. I don't love a tub. I'm a grown man. I need a shower, and the shower is normal, and the sink is normal, and even the size of the commode is like normal size. Sometimes they get a little small and a little low to the ground. That's not the case here. It is normal size, and it is like normal height. I can't believe I'm talking about this. However, the width of the bathroom is not enough for a man of my height to sit. We all sit on toilets. To sit on the commode without my knees touching the wall. It's not wide enough. Yeah. You know, if you were to like, all right, let's get into it. Fuck it. Right. So if you're gonna sit down on a toilet, I'm dying. If you were gonna sit down on a toilet, you kind of like lower yourself at an angle, right? If you could imagine, you kind of like back down onto it. You don't think about these things until you can't do what you normally do. The next time you're in the bathroom, think about me, like I know you already do, and think about the angle at which you lower yourself onto a toilet. You would come at a low. You would kind of reverse at a low angle. It's impossible here because there's no room there's no runway. There's no room for runway, so you effectively just have to like, it's a straight down squat. I want you all to try this. I'm sweating. I'm sweating because I'm going to put this out to literally thousands and thousands of you. Think about the way you drop yourself onto a commode. Nobody just like power squats straight down. You kind of lower yourself. It's not possible here. And so, and again, when you then stand to move on, again, you would go forward at an upward angle. Not the case here. This is a straight up, straight down situation, and my knees are literally pinned against the wall in the bathroom. I feel like I've described it well. Any of you daring enough to want to have a look, send me a DM. I'll get you a picture. I'll get a safe for work photo of what's going on. I'll flash it. You can have a look. Take a look right here. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm dealing with. Okay. Now you've seen it. Otherwise, great place. But for a second there, when I first got, whenever I get to an apartment, the first thing I do is, because I'm so exhausted and I don't sleep on airplanes, and so I'm wrecked. I'm tired. I'm over it, and I walk in and something's not right. I don't even unpack my bags because I'm like, I'm moving into the Ritz-Carlton, and everybody's just going to deal with it. I'm going to a hotel immediately. Fuck this place. And then I sleep and I calm down, and then I figure out how to deal with it. So I power squat straight down onto the toilet. Try it out. Try it out for yourself. This is the kind of stuff we talk about here. Those of you who think you're tuning into a classical music podcast, I'm here to tell you the realities of fancy singer life are as follows. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for fancy singer life. Speaking of fancy singer life, what else is going on? I have mentioned this before, and it's official. It's officially happening. I've made a deposit. I'm going to make a solo recording. I'm making a solo recording in spring of the next year. So March of 26, I'm officially making my own personal first, probably last solo recording. The recording industry, the classical recording industry is I don't want to say dead. That's not a nice word, but it's futile in that it doesn't make money. There's no money to be made in classical recordings. The nature of the business, the music industry in general, there's no money to be made selling a recording. Whatever it costs to make a recording, you hope to make back in ticket sales when you go have a tour. But the actual money spent on a recording towards money retrieved in selling of the recording, it's non-existent. You know, these things end up on iTunes and Amazon Music, and there's no you're making pennies, fractions of pennies per download. You'd have to be doing millions and millions of downloads before you'd see any kind of dollars. Well, to make a recording costs a fortune. Why does it cost a fortune? I'm not doing it with a piano. I'm doing it with a full orchestra. Why? Because I want it done right. To have a recording contract now with a big recording company, I mean, you can figure out who those are. I don't need to name them because they don't call me. You have to be a tenor or a soprano. That's basically all that can do it. And if you're not a tenor or soprano and you're a mezzo or even some baritones, some leader baritones, it's grandfathered in from years ago where you're already established with this contract. I have friends who have 100 solo recordings. I have worked with singers who've had recording contracts for 20 years. They are grandfathered in from 20 years ago, or if they have a new contract, they are a soprano or a tenor. So basses, most baritones, like I said, there's some leader baritones that can still get a recording done if it's with piano. But as far as like opera singer orchestra recordings go, studio orchestra recordings go, it just costs way too much to do it. So I'm going to do it myself. I am not the first to do it themselves. It has been done before. It is futile. I will lose every dollar that I spend doing this, and I'm spending. Believe me. That's the state of it. I'm considering taking on a couple of producers. I've had inquiries, and we're going to have discussions about that to kind of offset some of the costs. But to rent an orchestra for a week and a maestro and a choir. I'm also added a men's choir to the recording because I want to do some Verdi blockbusters that require the men's chorus to come in. So I decided if I was going to do it, I was going to do it all the way. I wasn't going to do it halfway. I wasn't going to cut a corner. It's not the Berlin Phil. But that doesn't matter. The group that I'm going to record with is actually fantastic and are accustomed to making recordings and accustomed to doing it quick. So we've got, I think we have 6 days of recording blocked out, 6 over 9 or 7 over 10, something like this, that I have booked the hall, the orchestra, the choir, and the maestro. And all I have to do is go all the way to Lithuania to do it. And I'm proud to do it. I'm happy to do it. I'm excited to do it. Like I said, I'm going to be taking on a few producers just to knock out some of those costs. I'm not sure what I can offer them because there's no money return on anybody's investment. This is a purely for the love of this business. My plan is as follows, and I can tell you my plan because the plan is mine. I'm not stepping on anybody's toes in regard to announcements or anything like that. I can tell you everything because I'm doing it. I'm going to limit this to a couple of hundred LPs. We're going to just press vinyl. That's it. People say this word CD anymore. I don't have a CD player. You don't have a CD player. If you drive a really old car, you might have an old car in your driveway that has one, but your CD collection from the 90s is scratched up, and like it's so stupid. This idea of a CD is so dumb. I will not be making CDs. I could be convinced to make a cassette just for nostalgic reasons, but what I'm going to do, my plan, which will get executed. I have the team to do it. Believe me, I've got the best team. We're gonna print 100 or 200 limited edition, numbered and signed vinyl. Copies of vinyl, and we're going to make it beautiful. We've got plans for the cover art. We've got plans for photographs. We've got plans for liner notes. It's all coming together. And my partner in all this, Kate Pizzaroni at Lenny Studio, has been paramount in helping me sort this and work it out and believe in the dream, because it is a dream. And costs a fortune. It costs a fortune. I'm gonna buy a very fancy Mercedes by the time this is done. But I want this to exist, and if it was 100 years ago, it would definitely have already existed. And if it was 50 years ago, I'd have several recordings. That's me being grossly unhumble, but I do think that's the state of it. And I want to get it done, and so I'm getting it done. Because if I wait for somebody else to do it, it'll never happen. And if I wait for somebody else to try and get excited about it, it'll never happen. So I'm going to do it myself. And if there's one thing that I have learned over and over again, is that investing in myself works and pays out. I read somewhere that you should invest 15 to 20% of your money into yourself, to making it something better, to making you better, to making you more. If you want more, you have to be more. And if I'm going to be more, I need to invest in that, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to have this recording, and it will exist. And that's good enough for me. And I know my diehards will get it. I know the people that listen to this podcast will get it, and we're going to have it, and we're going to sell it. At the shows that we're going to do, and we're going to make it available here, and we're going to just make it a thing, and make it limited, and make it special. And I won't give away the playlist as of now, but it's going to be Verdi Barn Burners, all the bad guys, all the devils. That's my intention for now. And because it's my recording, I can record anything I want. So often, my friends who do have recording contracts, and my fancy friends do, the sopranos and the tenors, if they want to record something, they have to have new material that's never been recorded before. They have to have some kind of theme, or some found aria. We found this under Donizetti's garbage can, in his attic, and it's it's 3 parts of an aria, and we put it together, and it's like some kind of pastiche grouping of some strange version. Who knows? Nobody cares. It's like some jump off point, but actually nobody cares. I'm giving you greatest hits. I'm giving you bass, baritone, and bass, Verdi bass greatest hits, and we're going for it. And I'm not putting this word bass, baritone, or bass on anything anymore. I'm taking all that shit off. I'm tired of people asking me what I am, or debating what I am, or saying he doesn't have the gravitas to be this, or he doesn't have the top notes to be. I'm done with the label. I'm a singer. I'm an opera singer, and the nerds can sit and figure out what label they want to put on me. I'm recording everything. Watch me do it. I love when somebody tells me I can't do it, because normally then I have to do it twice, and that's what I'm doing in this case. So look for that recording. That'll be happening in the next, like I said, we're going to record it in March, and however long it takes to process after that. I would imagine it takes a hot minute after that to mix it and approve it, and then the process of making vinyl, I have researched and got quotes on and things like that, but I don't necessarily know the turnaround time of stuff like this. But if we're gonna make it cool. We're gonna put the CVH label on it, and frankly, I love the idea that I'm controlling all of it. It doesn't have to look a certain way. It doesn't have to sound a certain way. It doesn't have to be a certain grouping, or in a certain order, or in a nobody's rules are going to apply. I'm doing this. The final product will be mine, for better or for worse, and that's all I've ever wanted. Clearly, I don't like to have a boss. 25 years of working for myself. I can't stand the idea of somebody telling me what to do. Yeah. like I said, I'm taking on a few. I think I'm going to take on 4 or 6 producers, people that want to contribute and be involved and have their name put on it. But short of coming over and having a listen while we're recording, or getting the first recordings off the deck, or having their name in the program liner, there's not a whole lot I could offer you. I can come sing "Happy Birthday" at your house sometime if you like. Yeah, we'll be interested in taking offers on that. I've had a couple of people already interested who want to be a part of it. So that portion will happen, but the bulk of this I'll be taking care of myself, because that's the state of it. That's the reality of it. And I think if I've done anything here on the podcast over almost 5 years, this is 5 years, right? October 20 something, 2020. That was our first one. Here we are, October 11th, 2025. It's 5 years of the podcast here. And I hope if I've done anything in those 5 years, it's tell you the truth, and be real. No bullshit, right? That's what we always said. And I hope that I've stuck to it. I really hope that I've stuck to it. I don't like to color anything any certain way. I told you about my toilet. But the realities of making a recording as an international opera singer are different. And I sing all the right things in the right places, and I sing with the right people, and like there would be a time where I would have had if not a recording contract, but certainly a solo disc, and so I'm going to do it myself, because I want to. And so I'm here to tell you about it. So good. Thank you for listening. Yeah, that's enough, right? We don't need to do more today. It's enough. I've gone into the toilet. I've told you about the recording that I'm doing. Anything else? Damnation de Faust at Théâtre des Champs-Élysées, with my buddy Ben Bernheim and young maestro. I'm just meeting Jakob Leben, and we're having a good time. I don't know if it's a great show yet, but it's certainly moving in that direction. I'm having a great time, and that's usually a good sign. And I've been given some room to do what I do, simply because this is my 24th year with this character. Now, not the Berlioz, but singing Mephistopheles. It's literally been 24 years since the first time I did it. And so I do have ideas on who he is, and young maestri and directors respect that, and I really appreciate it, and I've been given a lot of room to create, and it's been a joy. It's been a joy to feel like you're contributing in a way, instead of waiting to be told what to do, as opposed to the way it was when you were young, and you just listened and did what was said. It's nice to live in a world where my ideas are listened to and accepted and appreciated, and we're going with it. There's one thing I'm good at. It's being the bad guy. I love you for listening. Again, I looked at the stats. I can't even believe we've just gone over 5,000 unique cities across the globe. That's not internet traffic. That's downloads. That's when I mean internet traffic, I mean like people from YouTube looking all over the world. I'm talking about 5,000 individual cities of people who listen to this podcast every episode. It's unbelievable to me, and I appreciate it. 150 different countries. I had no idea 150 countries could ever be aware of what we do, but we are in the top 3% of all podcasts in the world. I spent a good amount of time and a pretty good amount of money finding out the actual numbers on this podcast, and there are almost 4 million registered podcasts in the world, almost 4 million, and 98% of them never get more than 1,000 downloads total, which means what? To be in the top 3% of a podcast is not that interesting. That just means I'm in the first 240,000 podcasts. But we are by far the number one classical podcast, and we're in the top 3.5 or 4% of podcasts worldwide. And that's because you guys keep coming back, and we grow year after year after year. This is 5 years of this, whatever, 280 something episodes. I'm motivated. Let's keep going. Let's keep doing more. I love you for listening. And let me hit the button so we know how to get out of here. You got to hear the music. That's how we know. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.